You started watching at 5:30 and it cut off. We had some technical difficulties
It's all
we
her
were
fault.
working with. These guys are just so powerful. We are here with Kevin and Charlotte Varble. They're going to talk about being a power couple. We're going to play Password and we're going to have so much fun. Thank you guys so much for being on the show today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Appreciate it.
having us.
Yes, you're welcome. We're going to start off by playing Password. And as you guys are coming on, we want to know that you're here. Give us a shout out. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. We'd love to hear from you. I'm going to bring in my ringer. I have to call in partners because mine's not here today.
I am a
So,
stunt double for
yes.
Rocky.
This is Nate, aka what is it my kids call you? Brendan Fraser.
Right, yep.
My kids
Oh my
think he's
gosh.
Brendan Fraser.
We just
For
watched,
real life.
We just watched a movie last night with Brendan Fraser.
You
Oh,
did?
nice.
Yes.
Nice. Which
They
one?
think it's him.
Inkheart.
Ink heart.
Oh, Inkheart. Yes. Yeah, that's a great movie.
That's a good
That
one.
one.
You
I-
did
I-
such a good job in it.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's my favorite one you've done by far.
Well, thank you. I enjoy the process immensely.
Yes, you're welcome.
Well, I have to say the book is better. The acting in the book is way better than my acting.
I've been meaning to tell you for years that you're lacking. Okay. Just kidding. Okay, so we're going to play Password. For those of you who don't know how to play, Kevin and I each have the same word. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it.
We have the same word.
No cheating.
We'll let Kevin go first since you're my guest. So
Okay.
you can say one word to explain what this is to Charlotte. And if you don't get it, then we'll steal it.
Okay.
It's upside down.
Which we will.
Okay. This is 2 words. We'll give you that hint
It is
because
2 words, yes.
Okay.
they broke the rule. Just kidding. Just kidding. Passwords. Okay.
I'm stumped.
You
on
can
what-
only say one
I
word,
can say
though.
one word.
The clock is ticking.
Crazy.
You.
Oh, that's not too late.
Kevin.
Okay.
Husbands. Come on. Come on. They're crazy.
Okay.
Close. No.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, right.
Annoyed.
Still, it works.
Yeah. It's still
I
Kevin.
love you too.
I love that it says power couple underneath your guys' names and you're still dogging on them.
Crazy.
You're saying there's a chance.
Annoyed.
Yeah. Don't listen to crazy. I feel like worked. I'm just kidding.
Pet
It
peeve.
worked. Yes.
Got it.
How did you get that?
It's all because of the crazy.
Yes, it was because of the crazy.
Right.
Okay. Since we got that
so
right,
this is my word?
this
Oh.
is your word.
Okay.
We
Okay.
got it right, so we'll go first.
Okay.
But she needs this
But
one, right?
she needs that. Yes.
Okay.
Don't look. Is
I'm
this
not
one
looking.
or 2 words? Is it
One
one?
word.
Okay.
One word. Jeez.
It's harder than you
Just
think,
one
right?
word.
You
One
can only
word.
say one word to me. It's a good one. I
This
can
is
feel
a
it.
lot easier for couples.
Because we have no inside
Yeah.
jokes.
Well, we have a little bit.
Sometimes
inside,
I bring
but-
you treats, but that doesn't.
Gosh.
You said geez and you said gosh. I'm starting to think it's like something
A little
heavenly.
religious.
Pizza.
Pizza? Pizza? Perfection. I don't know. A pizza could be anything. I don't know.
Good job, though. Good job.
Thank you.
Nice try.
Was I close?
I can't
You
say
can't
anything.
tell
I
me
can't
that.
tell
You can't tell me. Okay, Charlotte.
Okay. Downfall.
That's 2 words. Or is that one?
No, that's one word.
Okay.
One word.
Downfall. Okay.
Pizza and downfall?
Pizza is my downfall.
So his word.
Yeah, you
Weakness.
can use his.
Yes.
Is it weakness?
It was.
Yes!
Good job.
Nice.
Rock.
Okay, we are
Was it right that
tied.
it was?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
see, you knew that about me. Okay,
Okay, then I go first this time?
you go first. Oh, you guys are gonna get this.
trying to think how to describe it.
You don't describe.
One word. One word. One
It's
word.
one word. You can do this. You can just. I want to give you a hint.
I know.
You
let's
can
see.
just say yours.
But that's more than one word.
You could say the first part.
August.
Birthday.
Oh, no.
Oh no. No.
Oh.
You'll get the next one.
So,
You'll get it.
Okay.
marriage.
Hey, buddy. Can you go out, please?
We got another player. We got another player.
Hey, buddy.
Anniversary.
I know it now.
Yes.
See?
That's when my anniversary is too, by the way.
Dang
Is it?
He has a birthday
18th,
and
21st,
anniversary.
31st. Okay.
Oh, Rocky's birthday's in August, but our
Okay.
anniversary is not.
It is easier to go
Okay.
second.
Oh, your turn.
It's
It
definitely
is
easier.
easier if they don't get it.
Oh my
Sometimes you could
goodness.
just
Can I
be on
use
fire.
actions?
Sure.
So we go first this time.
We
right?
go first.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this one word? Was there only just the one that was two words?
He's doing an action instead.
He is doing.
No,
oh.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, I'm like,
Can I do an action? I'd love to do an
is
action.
this? So I know
That'd
there
be
is an
a-
action tied to
Well, it would be easy for any word.
this. Okay.
Jeez.
I feel like I should be doing Jeopardy.
I know. And don't
What's
you?
that? It's in the
Do you
background.
know it? Don't you want to give him hints?
Yes.
Kevin, I'm like, just say yours.
Let's just say. Oh, I can move my hands. Term.
Term? Pregnancy.
Yes!
Oh!
That's good.
Good.
That's good.
That was awesome.
Good job, partner.
I am impressed.
Did you guys get that out there? I want to know if anyone else.
Did you
got
know?
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
That
Thank
was
you.
awesome.
Thank you for being my partner.
Yeah,
and
you're-
we win.
Okay, we
We're the
won.
winners.
Whoa!
Good job.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Kevin
Thank
and
you.
Charlotte
being
now
very
have
good
some. Oh, they now have some
Winners in
connection
our
to me
hearts.
today. Yes,
All winners.
exactly, exactly.
Wednesday.
That was fun. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
So, those of you out there, I have a I can't even say the word. I have a statistic for you. Okay, I want you to put down in the comments what you think the answer is. Okay.
Be creative.
Be creative. Yes. Be creative, but keep it clean. 35% of all married couples do what each night? It's not that. It's something else.
So are we gonna wait to come back to
So,
answer? Or give
We'll
an
come
answer
back and see
now?
if anybody put that
Comment.
Yeah, comment in there. We're gonna just let it sit for a minute. What do you think 35% of married couples do at night? Besides that. Well, 35% are probably not doing that.
We do this, right?
In real life?
No.
Oh, I'm like, I hope not.
No.
Whatever it is.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't do this ever.
Never.
The 35%, that's your
Yeah.
hint. A power couple,
Doesn't do
it's
this.
not
Doesn't.
happening.
No.
Once.
Once.
In 10 years, only once. Well, it's 9, but only one time.
Only
Which
one
I
time.
feel like is really good.
That's good.
That is awesome.
I feel like it's really good. Okay. So Kevin and Charlotte are here with us today. They are both mentors. They are both amazing. And they're coaches, and they help build
coming.
people
Keep
in
it
every
coming.
way. I know. What else wonderful could I say about you guys? I love you both so much. Kevin was actually my personal mentor, and he
I'll
did a
take
great job.
every great credit, anything that you've ever accomplished. I'll take.
You take all the credit for
I'll
it.
take all the credit.
Everything I've ever done is
No.
because of Kevin and his guidance,
Just kidding,
which
just
you
kidding.
did give me very great guidance and clarity. And there was even one of the things that no one has, you have never seen before. Do you remember that? When we were
No.
talking about who's sitting at my table?
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to share that with you. No, I'm just kidding. But like he did this exercise with me where you have to say like who's sitting at your table of influence. And so I was like naming all these people and he said, "Where are you?" Like I was not even sitting at my own table. But I'm happy to
Very
say that I
fascinating.
am
You're
at
there
the
now,
head
right?
of my table now.
Some more
Isn't that
powerful
funny?
people, right?
Yeah, he's like, "I've never seen that before." I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, well, it's working because you're doing
Yes.
incredible things.
Thank you. He helped me realize I was just like
You matter.
I was just like serving the food or something. But tell me about you guys. Now we have listed on here, like we say, we have you listed as a power couple. And I'm assuming you've been a power couple since the day you got married, right? Perfection since day one.
Heck no. I had to learn this woman thing out. I had no idea
Yeah.
what this was all about. So there is a time in our relationship where we were far from being connected and jiving and really being awesome.
Yeah. Trying to figure out this little puzzle piece that is marriage.
Yeah, so we've been married for almost 14 years.
Wow.
It'll be 14 years in just a couple months. 4 kids later.
Awesome.
And, you know, we've been through a lot of things, as I'm sure every married couple.
Yes.
Yes.
Marriage is one of the most powerful ways for us to be able to heal, for us to be able to move through our junk.
Yep.
And we find that those people who are willing to come to the realization and take complete accountability for their own actions, for their own feelings,
Yes.
then those are the ones that get to work through and make a thriving marriage.
Yeah. Well, when the accountability comes, I feel like the I'm sorry's come that much quicker, right? When you're being super stubborn and knowing that you're right, it's harder.
It's harder.
That humility and that, you know, I can stay stuck all my life if I want to, or I can just be like, okay, instead of making the fight last 4 days, let's make it last 20 minutes and get it over with.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know?
I think it's about choosing your battles, and
Yeah.
it's about having the perspective that your spouse is more important. That connection and this relationship is more important than any other issue that might come up. And that perspective is really powerful when you have that in your mind.
Yeah.
So.
Because in all honesty, you think about it, when there's people are coming into an argument, you're both are right.
Yes.
Like my perspective, what I truly believe, I'm right, I'm correct. And then at the same time, Charlotte's right, Charlotte's correct. And so in your marriage, have you ever experienced that where you know for sure, 100% that you are correct? If so, give some thumbs up. But the thing is your perspective, you are right. Your spouse is right. But to be able to talk through, and maybe there's some differences, but my perspective and her perspective can be totally different. So that's something that we've worked through many times, to be able to really see eye to eye and work through some funk in our marriage.
What would you say is the secret sauce of being able to see the other perspective? How do you do that?
For the biggest thing is like blaming, like taking the blame out. Like I have to own my actions, what I do.
She's like, yes, you do.
Yeah. So when I'm a jerk face, I gotta own that.
She's like,
And when I get triggered emotionally, so one of the most powerful things for us was understanding each other's personalities. There's all kinds of personality stuff out there, right?
Yep.
And we got into a couple of them, a couple different ones, and being able to understand how he works, how he communicates that's so
Yes.
different than me was like life-changing for me. And taking responsibility for my own emotions. There was one time that we were in the kitchen and Kevin said something and it totally triggered me.
I was
It
being
made
the
me
nicest
so-
husband ever.
Probably
No,
doing the
no.
dishes.
I was being a jerk face.
It seriously made me so mad. But at this time in our marriage, I was really working on taking complete accountability for my own thoughts, my own emotions, my own
good, yeah.
experience. Because really, it's not up to him to make me happy. It's up to me.
Yes.
Right? And if I'm triggered, which means that I have an emotion that's coming up for whatever he said, then it's my own that I get to work through and I get to own that. So he said something totally triggered me, so angry, and I just looked at him and I took a deep breath because breathing is a fantastic tool
Yeah.
to work through
Take a deep breath.
emotions.
Count
I
to
took a deep breath and I looked at him and I was like, thank you for showing me what I get to heal next.
Oh,
What the
that's
heck?
great.
I'm like, okay, that's
That
good.
is perfect.
I'll just shut up right now.
Because that's like a good spin on I'm sorry I'm not perfect. You know, like we say that and I'm sure it would trigger the husband like, oh great, here we go
We go
again. Let's list I love to list all the things I'm not doing right and all the things that I'm trying so hard to do, but I love that perspective of Thank you for showing me what I can work on next.
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
You know, that takes a lot of humility to be able to go into that space in that moment.
Yes.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. But when you truly, at the core of who you are, want to create a deeper connection and relationship, it is the secret sauce for us in our marriage was releasing the blame for the other person making you happy or whatever experience, and taking complete accountability.
Yeah, I love that.
huge.
And it's so true that there are so many differences between what you want, what we want. And you both could be thinking something different, and something that the one person does that they think that they're being helpful with is something like, okay, here's something my husband does, which it's not a bad thing. So I don't want any emails getting sent my way from mother-in-laws. No, just kidding. So he watches me back out of the driveway when I leave. And in my brain, when this started happening, I'm like, don't you think I can back out of the driveway on my own without you doing that? And then I noticed that my father-in-law also watches me pull out of the driveway. And then I noticed that my dad also watches me drive out of the driveway, and so does my 7-year-old son. They just stand there.
Interesting.
It's weird. It's not weird anymore because now I get it, but I'm like, what is this? And then it dawned on me that that is their way of like making sure I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like Kayla doesn't know how to back up. Next to Mater, I'm the world's best backwards driver. I'm very good at it. But it made me realize like, oh, it's not just him, it's multiple men doing this. That's like their protection. They're trying to like take care of their kingdom kind of a thing, like making sure everything's running smoothly, and they're gonna stand there and wait for it to happen.
It's a great realization,
So
because
that-
I'm going to interject. Is because here's the thing: is it would have been so easy through your perspective to become defensive
Yes,
and
I did a couple times.
But the thing is and how often in our relationships where our own perspective could be skewed.
Yes,
We call it the stories, right? We make up stories that really aren't true.
But then in reality, they're showing love and concern in that situation. And so if you've ever faced that, like drop us a message. Like, we'd love to know who else has had that perspective, thinking that they like could have taken offense on it, but then in all reality, someone else on the other end was doing a love or concern or appreciation or whatever, right?
exactly.
Yeah, and it's communication. It really comes down to communication. So we always invite the couples that come to our retreats or that work with us in our coaching that, you know what, you need to learn how to communicate. When you have these things that come up that are bothering you inside, don't keep it inside.
Yeah.
It's like, don't let it fester. Open up a conversation. Just say, hey, I noticed that you watch me back up. Can you just explain to me why you do that? Communication is key in being able to clear things up and work
In a
through
nice,
things.
kind way,
Yeah,
and
Not
not.
a bratty way, not
What
a
are you
jerk face
doing?
way.
Why are you watching me back up?
Absolutely.
yeah.
So do we have any guesses on the 35%?
Yeah. Have we had any guesses?
Any guesses?
Not yet?
Not
Okay.
yet.
Okay, for those of you who are just tuning in, we have a running question going. 35% of couples do this at night.
Be creative.
Be creative, keep it clean,
But not too creative.
not too creative, okay? So they do this as a couple, they do this at night.
And a hint, we don't do this.
Yeah, they don't do that.
don't.
I've only done it once. I'm just being honest.
Honesty's good.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Okay, so what tips can you give everyone that's searching for a better relationship or wanting to strengthen their relationship between their spouse?
One of the first things we call the 5 C's, and the first C of that in that
Equation.
that's the word I'm looking for, that equation, is to create clarity. Because here's the thing, if there's not clarity, it causes frustration, anger, but the thing is, because a lot of people think, okay, clarity in this relationship, that's good, but what about clarity here, yourself? And often as I work with my clients, I invite them to get clear on what they need. What are the top 5 needs is like a must. It's not wants, it's not desires, but it's a need. Call me crazy. Like, hear me out on this one.
You're crazy.
I am crazy. I need the kitchen counter clean. That's one of my needs.
Yeah.
And like the sink, and we have like a sink area and then a countertop that overlooks the living room. When that's a mess, my skin crawls. It drives me nuts. Just even thinking about it.
I connect with you. I don't even have a toaster on my countertop. I can't handle it.
Like,
Nothing.
clean the dang
If
counter.
I just wiped this. Would you wipe the crumbs off after you make a sandwich? I hear
So
you.
that's super fascinating because I love being in order, but having everything totally spotless isn't as big on my priority list. I like more connecting with people and getting things done. Other things that I actually enjoy doing besides cleaning.
Yes.
And so he communicated to me, like, will you please clean this? Will you please clean this? And it was like, okay. And then one day he said, okay, so this is one of my needs. It's really important for me to have this clean. And he explained why. And I was like, oh. And then I understood, and then I could support him because I love him and I want us to have a happy home that's full of order. And one of the things is you get clear on what you need, you communicate that to your
Yes.
spouse, and then you honor each other and being able to fulfill those needs as much as you can.
You honor him by keeping it clean. He honors you by
So
not saying anything
Right.
if it's by some
I
reason
help out
dirty.
and clean it up.
Yeah.
yes, he does.
You do have 4 children.
Yes. So here's the thing is, Charlotte has her top 5 needs, and we've discussed it. We've talked about it. Like, her needs are like getting out in nature is like top priority, and connecting
I
outside.
have to be in nature. If I don't, I get the same like skin crawly thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go crazy. I need to go outside and like get in my Zen mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's,
Ladies.
it's communicating to each other, like, I have 5 specific needs. Charlotte has 5 specific needs. Now, in your relationship, I'd invite you to get clear of what are your 5 specific needs, not wants, not desires, but your needs, and then communicate that clearly to your spouse or your significant other. And so they know how to support in that. And if you're up for doing that, give us a thumbs up, make a comment like I'm in, or hashtag I'm all in, right?
All in.
So that you know that you can get clear.
Yeah. I love it.
Cool.
What's the next one?
Next
What's
one.
the L?
So the next
what it
one
is?
for the 5 C's.
5 C's.
Oh, it's not clarity.
Clarity, no.
It's just the C.
C's, 5
Yeah.
C's.
C in
C,
my
C,
brain,
C.
you got me thinking clear. Okay.
Yeah, so
all
that
come
is a
together.
really
So the
good
next
one,
C.
though. So the next C is all
The
about
next.
communication. And so you have your clarity, and then you get to communicate that. We have a really fun tool that we like to teach about communication. So when you're coming into the space of communication, and you need to talk to your spouse about something, you might say something like, honey, I love you. You are so amazing, and I really appreciate you in my life, but don't tell me what to do.
The big butt.
Right?
Get rid of the butts.
So we
Yes.
call it forget the butts.
Get the butts.
Right? Just forget them. So instead, you replace it with the word and. Honey, I love you in my life. You are so amazing.
Should be
And can we figure out something different besides you coming to me and telling me what to do? So it's
Yeah.
just it instead of negating those positive things, which we recommend, then you get to include that. It just diffuses. It just creates a whole new energy. Try it and see what happens. I dare
love
you.
it. That's
In your
cool.
relationship.
That's a very good one. I like that. Get rid of the big butt.
Get rid of the butt. You don't
That's
need
what
them.
we're talking about. This is wellness. That will be our
You wanna
the
slim down
weight
the butt
loss
too,
tip.
you know,
Get rid of the big butt.
Okay, the
So,
next one
next
is connection. To be able to have a connection with each other, and knowing how each other needs the connection. Like Charlotte, quality time.
Words
Like,
of affirmation.
Words of affirmations. Totally what she's all for. For me, like, touch me. Like, seriously, like, I need the physical touch.
Physical touch. Like
Yes.
this.
Not quite all over the face.
Meow.
No. Play with my
Oh,
hair.
different. Okay, so getting clear on the type of physical touch that you
There is a difference.
Yes. Not all over the face. Play with the hair. Yes,
I'm
totally.
not touching you. I'm not touching you.
But that's it's good to have that clarity. And guys, I'm talking to you right now. Have you told your spouse how many times you need to get it on in a week? Like,
I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm just
like,
kidding.
we're keeping it clean.
It is clean.
And because,
But it's true.
with guys, like, we often think about sex and like we want it, and for the women, for some women, I should say, they can go 2, 3, 5 weeks or longer, right? And so it's like, okay, what do you as guys, what do you need? How many times do you need it? And girls, if you need it more, communicate what that is, so there's that connection in your relationship.
And like that being said, I feel like it is more of a need for the guys.
It's a physical.
For
it
the
really is
majority,
physical.
it is a physical need for
Yes.
them. Emotionally, mentally, physically.
Because
Like,
guys
it
need to
really is.
has the physical connection to feel like they're together.
Yeah.
Women need that bonding, that conversation,
The
the emotional side before they feel connected.
So do you want to know what I said? Because we had this discussion years ago, and I said to my husband, "Be nice to me more often." And
You'll get some.
but that was years ago, honey, and now things
No,
are
he's
wonderful,
totally
and
good.
he's very nice to me.
Honestly, that is
But
so
it's true though. Like if you're nice to me more often, then you will be more likely to get what you
Exactly.
need.
I totally see that when he's like, hey, what do you think about? We're communicating about intimacy, and I'll be like, be nice to me today, and like,
Be a jerk face.
I'm totally for it.
Guaranteed.
Like, let's be
Yeah.
let's be kind to each other because that's important. But you know what? But he honors that,
Yeah.
and he'll be kind and all of that. So, anyway, our next C is all about creation. So it's taking the things that you want, communicating that, working on that connection, and then creating that together. And so it's a really powerful piece. We love taking couples, allowing them to get clear on what they want, and then setting them up for success to be able to create what they want. It is powerful. And
It
then,
is real.
yeah,
Like,
so that it goes
oh
from
my goodness,
dreams
it's
to
amazing.
reality.
Yeah.
It's super
Then
awesome.
the last C, to touch on that real quick, is to be able to commit to moving forward. Commit to this relationship. Commit, because you may have all these books and audios you've listened to and read and all this seminar type stuff and things you've gone to, but what good are they unless you commit to moving forward, unless you commit to taking action? So that commitment is a must, that you're willing to do something about the relationship, about growing. Commit to the development of yourself and the
I
relationship.
love that. And correct me if I'm wrong. You know, marriage is a couple, it's two people.
Yes.
But sometimes I feel like if just one person commits all the way, it
Uh-huh.
is good.
Yes.
You
Just
know what?
only
You
you.
are so right.
It's okay that your husband or your wife is not 100% fully committed in the moment, because they will eventually start catching on about how much you've changed,
Yes.
and they will start to see a difference in what is going on
Yeah.
and what is happening, and then they will slowly begin to meet you there. So don't think, well, I'm not going to do it if they're not going to do it. Like, just start with you
commit
being
first.
committed.
You commit first.
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's the 5 C's.
I love it. Thank you. I hope you guys were taking notes. I'm definitely going to watch this later and take more notes. And
Yeah, so
I love it.
we go into more detail on the 5 C's at our Power Couples Retreat, which we have one coming up in June, on June
Excellent.
22nd and 23rd in Park City, Utah. at
Beautiful resort.
Gorgeous resort, the Grand Summit Hotel. You walk out the back and the mountains are right there. And
Awesome.
we're going to have lots of details going into experiences about these 5 C's, how you can integrate that and become a power couple, united together, creating the dreams and goals that you really want to create in your marriage.
I love it. I feel like it's for couples that already have a strong relationship, that they're wanting to connect at a deeper level. It's for couples that are struggling and that are looking for one glimmer of hope. And it's just amazing. I just love it. Excuse me, I'm like getting frogs in my throat. So tell them about the discount code. You've got a coupon
yes.
code for them.
Yeah, so if you go to charlottevarwell.com/power couples retreat, and then at checkout, enter the code AWESOME, and it'll actually give you $300 off. So,
And that is awesome.
yeah. For you guys
Thank
to
you
come.
for doing that.
Absolutely.
So those of you who are watching live, go ahead and put that in. If you're watching a little bit later, as long as you get it before a certain date, like day of, few days before. How much time do they have?
Yeah, so that code will be good up until the June 22nd and 23rd, but there is limited seats available.
Okay.
So you want to jump on that
So
before
as soon
the
as
seats are gone.
it's full,
Yeah.
we're pulling it down.
Hurry. They are filling up fast too. They've already got
And if you
a
have
really good
questions
crowd.
for us, you reach out on Facebook. We're both on Facebook, Charlotte Barble or Kevin Barble. If you have any questions, go ahead and message us and ask any questions.
Yeah, if you're looking for private mentoring as well, right?
Yeah,
if
totally.
you guys are looking for
Yeah,
just personal couples
coaching,
or
totally.
yourself. So, okay, thank you so much for being on the show. I really
pleasure.
appreciate you
Thank
guys
you, thank you.
coming. Make sure you guys tune in next week. We have Dr. Paul Jenkins, and he, we're talking now about good power couples. Next week, we're talking about how to be better parents. It totally
Love
goes
it.
hand in hand.
You don't want to miss out. He's a good guy.
Yes, he is
Yeah.
so amazing. So make sure you tune in next week, how to get your kids to do what you want them to without yelling. We'll see you then.